They towed my wheelchair-accessible van from my own assigned parking spot, claiming the shade of blue on my permit wasn't regulation. I'm not powerful. I'm just a guy who drives a worn-out van with a ramp to get to my job at the community center. It has all the official markings, the placard, the plates, the sticker. I park in spot B7, my name on the lease, my permit displayed, the HOA rulebook practically memorized. That Tuesday morning, I heard the angry bleat of a truck's backup alarm. I looked out. There she was, Denise, our HOA compliance officer, in her bright orange vest, hair styled into a severe helmet. Two board members flanked her like dutiful soldiers. A tow truck's winch was already whining. I rushed down as fast as my chair allowed. "Stop! That's my vehicle! It's fully authorized!" Denise held up a laminated chart like a holy text. "Your permit is non-compliant. The blue is insufficiently cerulean. Also, your rear tire is 1 inch over the faded line." 1 inch over paint that had practically vanished. I pointed to my license plate, my state-issued placard, the parking pass the HOA had mailed me. She gave a thin, satisfied smile and checked a box on her clipboard. The tow driver just hooked up the chains. My ramp gouged the asphalt on the way up. It made a sound I felt in my teeth. Neighbors watched from behind curtains. No one came out. I called the management office, straight to a full voicemail. I emailed, auto reply. I knocked on the door of the neighbor I sometimes chat with. He opened it a crack. "They fined me for a bird feeder last week," he murmured, eyes darting past me. I can't." He didn't need to finish. The fear was plain. That evening, I paid the tow yard $410 to get my van back. They made me sign a waiver stating no damage occurred. The ramp now stuttered and groaned. I sat in my driver's seat in their greasy lot and just broke. The next day, a notice arrived, a $300 fine for unauthorized occupancy of a reserved space. I appealed. The board heard my case for exactly 90 seconds before upholding it. As they moved to the next agenda item, someone's shed being half an inch too tall, Denise caught my eye from across the room and gave a little wave. That's when my despair hardened into something else, a cold, focused resolve. I started a file, photos of my van perfectly centered in B7, a tape measure showing the eroded line, copies of my vehicle registration, the community site map clearly assigning B7 to my unit. I printed every ignored email. I recorded calls with the management company where they promised a review that never happened. I took video of Denise's evening rounds, her tape measure magically avoiding a board member's SUV perpetually blocking the dumpster access. Then I researched. I printed the federal and state statutes on accessible parking, clear, unambiguous language about access and accommodation. And then I found it, buried in the HOA's own covenants, page 22. Vehicles equipped with accessibility ramps may require and are granted leeway beyond standard markings. The corner of the page had a ring from a coffee mug. They never even read their own rules. The law isn't a suggestion, it's the foundation you stand on. I decided to take them to small claims court, but the real victory started before I ever filed. I contacted the city's accessibility compliance office. An inspector came out, measured my spot, the slope, the width. He shook his head, took photos, and slapped a bright yellow violation notice on the HOA clubhouse door. "Correct markings and dimensions within 21 days, it ordered. I filmed Denise trying to peel it off like a stubborn sticker. Neighbors gathered. Someone's phone was out. Someone else said, "It's about time." Court day arrived. The HOA sent a lawyer in a suit that cost more than my van. Denise came in her vest as if on patrol. The judge, a weary-looking woman with glasses, asked for my evidence. I handed over my entire file. The tow receipt, the mechanic's estimate for the ramp, doctor's notes, the ADA printouts, the HOA covenant page, the city violation, and a timeline of my attempts to resolve it. Their lawyer presented a stack of my supposed violations. The judge flipped through them. "These are for holiday lighting and mulch depth," she said flatly. "Where's the proof this van wasn't authorized?" Denise leaned forward. "Your Honor, his blue is not the approved blue." The judge paused, removed her glasses. "Ma'am, the law doesn't arbitrate shades of blue." A soft laugh rippled through the room. I explained about the 1 inch over a ghost line. I described the damaged ramp and the shift at work I missed. I played the clip of Denise ignoring the blocked dumpster. The judge's expression shifted. Then she reviewed the city inspector's report. It was over. The judge ruled the HOA had failed to maintain compliant parking, failed to provide reasonable accommodation, and had acted punitively. She awarded me damages for the tow, the repair, my lost wages, and added penalties for their disregard of the law. When she said the total, the air left the room. $45,000. Denise made a choked sound. Their lawyer began shuffling papers frantically. Outside, a few neighbors who'd come for moral support were waiting. One gave a quiet clap. Someone said, "Way to go, B7." The story exploded in our neighborhood forum, then the local news Facebook page. The memes wrote themselves. Denise measuring blades of grass, cartoons of tow trucks towing themselves. The HOA sent a mass email. "We regret the misunderstanding," it read, like a ransom note. They repainted every line in the complex, thick and bright. My spot, B7, was widened with a bold hatched zone for ramp deployment. The board voted to remove Denise from her patrol position. She tried to run for secretary the next election. She got 2 votes. I think 1 was hers. Now she walks her yappy dog at dusk and never looks my way. And me? My ramp works with a smooth electric hum. I come and go in peace. Neighbors nod. Some even say, "Good for you." The settlement check arrived promptly. It was, incidentally, a very nice shade of blue. If you believe in holding petty authority accountable, hit that like button. It helps us share more stories like this. Subscribe to Trending Tales Pulse for real narratives of people fighting back. What's your take? Was the financial penalty justified, or was it too severe for a parking dispute? What would you have done? Let me know in the comments.